I just finished The Boys recently and I got interested in the cast. With that amount of good acting in the cast, I really wanted to see other shows they are in, so I checked out Jack Quaid because he genuinely looked like Sam Lake from that Max Payne M9 screenshot, the one where he's holding a pistol. And by the way, I'm also playing Max Payne 1 right now, and yeah, that game is pretty fun. Anyway, that led me to watching Novocaine. It's a movie with a premise that's actually pretty interesting. The dude has this condition where he can't feel pain and he gets dragged into this whole revenge story for his girl. Then the first fight starts and immediately the movie feels kind of Deadpool-ish. But specifically because of how inexperienced the main character is and how he makes light of the dangerous scenarios he gets put in because he's immune to pain. I also really liked the part where he grabbed the gun from the deep fryer. That was the first moment where I realized this movie might actually get creative with its action scenes. So at first, the movie is basically just your revenge story. Nothing really new there. The story is basically he falls in love with a girl. She gets kidnapped from a bank robbery because they both work at a credit union bank or something. Then midway through, there's this plot twist where the lead girl is apparently part of the bank robbery the whole time. Pretty wild, I guess. After that, the movie continues as he gets help from his online buddy to find the bank robbers, and the movie starts doing these creatively awkward ways of getting information on the robbers. So there's this one scene where he tries some reverse psychology shit by pretending to the tattoo artist that him and one of the bank robber guys served together in the army and ask if he still works at the same place just so he can figure out the location. And then he also asks the tattoo artist connected to the bank robber how to pronounce the guy's last name. And of course, the entire interaction just completely falls apart. So Novocaine here, the main protagonist, he acts like a guy who you expect him to be because his parents sheltered him when they found out that the life expectancy for someone with a health condition like his is 25 years old. Of course, they get scared and basically homeschooled him, so he grew up alone, just being a gamer. He has this one online friend who's very quirky, apparently 6'5", bragging that he fucks every night, fucking blows some girl's back out, maybe a look smacks her or something. Anyway, the fight after that was pretty wild though. So the dude, of course, finds out that he's spitting some bullshit. He's not actually a friend of that guy he's trying to find information for. So they start to go into a fight. The dude starts fucking manhandling him, wrestling him and shit. He does this body slam, and the guy, our main protagonist, uses the broken bat he used beforehand to smack him with it, and it broke in half. And he used that to basically stab the guy. And then the huge guy gets angry. He throws him into the glass. And somehow this motherfucker, Novocaine, because he's immune to pain, he starts coating his hands with the glass shards on the floor, fucking doing some tribalistic shit with it, beating the floor with his hands or something. And after that, he beat the dude's ass with it. By the way, there's a huge size difference between the two. The tattoo artist guy is actually fucking huge. And then after that, he wins. He takes both of his eyes out. The guy gets fucking wrecked, absolutely, because who wouldn't with fucking glass shard hands? And he also uses his credit union connection, because he is an assistant manager in a bank, to track down Ben Clark after getting his name. That's the first guy killed. And then there's this stupid torture scene after that when he goes to his house, Ben Clark's house, I mean, and gets trapped because, you know, the house is just booby trapped like some fucking Home Alone shit. Anyway, it's so silly because he's immune to pain, so he pretends to be tortured in like the worst possible way imaginable. I don't know how the guy doesn't see through it. It's so fucking stupid, man. And also, he basically does that sing and dance just so he can stall for his friend to come by. The guy's helping him, the online buddy, and then his friend, once he went to that place and saved his ass, he gets revealed to be, you know it, the fucking CEO of sex himself. It's fucking Ned Luke from Spider-Man, you know? That guy who's going to cuck Spider-Man in the new show, the movie I mean. Anyway, the brother's house is completely booby-trapped for some reason. I guess it's for when the cops search the place, but like, what's even the point? Dude is literally just a schizophrenic doomsday prepper? I really didn't get that part, I don't know. The movie genuinely does get creative with some of the kills, but near the end, it starts getting really stupid. There's this reveal where the brother says, this is at the end of the movie, he finally gets the information he needs, tracks down where the last remaining guy is, the robber guy, and so he can get his girlfriend that they're taking hostage. No, not really his girlfriend yet, there's no label. Anyway, there's some fucking stupid thing happens, so he aims his gun to the robber, of course, so he can save his girl. And again, it was revealed actually in the movie at the start that the two are actually siblings, the girl and the leader of the heist. So the brother says, you should be shooting her because apparently she was playing him the whole time or some shit. And then there's this whole scuffle. He survives because the police comes into the scene and saves the day, but they do something fucking stupid where they don't even take the guy. They probably just assume he's dead already. I forgot to mention that there are actually two side characters here, the investigators that are following the protagonist here, Novocaine. They arrive at the scene and then they save the day, but they didn't even detain the criminal. So the guy gets a chance to come back from the dead basically and start shooting, but he aims the gun first at his own sister. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Anyway, the cops barely even appended the villain properly anyway. Unless I completely missed something, which I probably didn't. It's just really dumb. Anyway, the movie just keeps on going. It's already like 1 hour and 20 minutes in, and it genuinely feels like the movie should have ended already. But no, now there's a car chase scene because the remaining villain steals an ambulance, and I would have thought that ambulance is containing Novocaine, which is actually in a critical state because of all the injuries he's suffered throughout the movie, but it's not over yet for him, by the way. Novocaine is behind the ambulance. He's cuffed to the stretcher. He tries to free himself because the villain is driving right in front of him. This absolute fucking genius, by the way, reaches for a fire extinguisher to try and escape. And he's cuffed to this very thin metal bar on the stretcher, right? But instead of fucking breaking the thin bar, he breaks his own fucking thumb. And then during the high-speed chase, he tries shooting the driver with an empty gun. I don't know what he was planning there. The movie somehow keeps getting dumber, but also getting more creative at the same time. Anyway, the movie ends there, and the conclusion is basically they get the bad guy, and Novocaine ends up in hospital. He was in a coma. The girl was arrested. Boom. Happy ending. I suggest turning off your brain for this movie.